it's Carol. This is the second video in my rice bag making adventures. So I'm doing very free form, fun embroidery, just doing whatever I fancy. This is the first panel. I enjoy doing it. Some parts I like better than others, but it's all an experiment. And so for the second panel, I'm trying to keep the same aesthetic look. This is made with a cushion cover that is a bit unsightly, but that's okay because I can cover up those unsightly patches. And the idea anyway is to layer things up. And I have this from the £1 shop. It's for taking up hems. So you just iron it down. It's sticky on both sides when you iron it. And I've traced out what I want to embroider. So you can draw on it or print on it, stick it down into place, sew on it, and then wash it away after. These images were based off some images that I found on Pinterest, and I thought it was a similar style to what I'd used on the other panel. So I'm starting by colouring in the plants with the embroidery thread, and I've been using all 6 strands. So it looks a bit like brush strokes to me, and it's literally colouring in up and down. I'm just stitching in the direction that I want them to go in. I used just what I had, a couple of greens, 2 or 3 greens. I used a darker red for the inside of the mouth, and this bright pink for the lips of the plant. And for the lips, instead of doing a back stitch, which gives you kind of dotted lines type of thing, I decided to do a split stitch because I feel like that makes like a more flowy line. So the split stitch is going down like I'm doing here, pulling the thread down, and then when you come back up, you come in amongst your stitch, so you're splitting the stitch. I just like this look a bit better. And then the last thing on the plants is the teeth that I used a nice pearly white thread for. And that's it. The plants are done. So I'm just going to get rid of the sticky stuff. It just totally dissolves in the water and you can't see it anymore. So I stitched on a border like I did for the other one. What I was thinking is that these stalks and stems and leaves could be grabbing them like tentacles. I wasn't really thinking of a mouse, I was thinking more of a stemmy leaf coming around and like wrapping itself around one of these bunnies. I was thinking of maybe putting like part of a bunny in the mouth, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. I can't do that. So I think I'll just put the bunnies, put the rabbits around. Their leafy hands are going around. Right, I think I'll have to iron them down. They do iron down really well. I ironed her down. She seemed fine, look. They iron down really well. I'm going to iron them down and then I'm going to put some leafy tentacles on. Done. Here you can see where I've tried to do it in back stitch, but again I preferred stem stitch, and so I did all the rest of them in stem stitch. And now I'm just going to iron on this interfacing to make it a bit stiffer because this is far too floppy to make a bag. So it's an iron down one. And then I'm going to put the backing on and sew on some buttons, beads, sequins, whatever I can get my hands on. Everything's coming out the drawer and it's going to get stitched on. I've cut out the backing first, leaving 2 centimetres all the way around. And I'm folding the borders over twice. And I could have done a nice mitered angle like this, but I just didn't think it was necessary, and I hadn't done the other one like that, so I just decided to do a bog standard twice folded border. So around the edges I'm going to put this polyester wool mix with a little bit of shine to it. It's quite thin, so I've doubled it up. And I'm going to just go around the borders, putting a stitch in every maybe centimetre or so. At the same time I'm couching down the black yarn and stitching down whatever's next to me. Ta-da! I think I have trouble with the concept of negative space. But I'm just trying to find my style. So I'm working on it. And I'm having fun experimenting. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.